And you best believe these owners are going to be scouring the market for who can reel in the big fish, the biggest fish of them all, Caitlin Clark. Take a look here. This is crazy. It is going down, y'all. It's going down like Young Jock. I keep trying to tell you. Sparks agreed to part ways with general manager Reagan Pebley. The LA Sparks have agreed to part ways with general manager effective today.
What many are calling one of the biggest corporate revelations in modern sports has sent shockwaves through the Wnba, placing the league's entire power structure under an intense spotlight and raising serious questions about the future of the Indiana Fever. Information that was once kept behind closed doors has reportedly surfaced, exposing details of what insiders describe as a highly confidential multi-million-dollar operation and triggering a dramatic shift in the balance of power. At the center of the controversy is a reported $50 million offer from the Los Angeles Sparks' aggressive ownership group, a move that has fueled widespread speculation about Caitlin Clark's future and sparked heated discussions across the basketball world. After months of efforts by executives, media partners, and league officials to keep internal tensions under control, the situation appears to have erupted into public view, revealing growing friction within the Indiana organization. Reports suggest that Clark's acceptance of a groundbreaking West Coast opportunity sent shockwaves throughout the sport, creating uncertainty among former coaches, executives, and decision-makers while challenging long-standing systems that many believed would never be questioned. Critics argue that the franchise now faces a defining moment as public scrutiny intensifies and every organizational decision comes under closer examination. To understand why this reported $50 million opportunity is being viewed as a potential turning point, many supporters point to the obstacles Clark allegedly encountered during her time in Indiana, claiming that a series of strategic decisions repeatedly limited the influence of one of basketball's most marketable stars. Questions have been raised about rotation choices, late-game tactics that reduced her impact, and public comments that fueled controversy instead of unity. According to those critics, these actions reflected a broader effort to protect established power structures while preventing a generational talent from fully reshaping the league's landscape. Whether those accusations are justified remains a matter of debate, but the conversation has become impossible to ignore as attention continues to grow. If you enjoy this content, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Believe it or not, more than 83% of viewers still have not subscribed. It is completely free, takes only a second, and helps us continue bringing you the latest updates and biggest stories. Have you subscribed yet? If so, thank you for your support. And now let's continue with the story.
More than they have leaned into her and built a team to play around her. They've spent 2 off seasons building a team to play without Caitlin Clark. It's clear as day. It's very simple, and I think the writing is pretty much already on the wall. At the end of the season, Kelsey Mitchell contract is up. Caitlin Clark is up for the Epic, whatever. The Indiana Fever are going to be forced to pick a direction. They're either going to choose Kelsey Mitchell and Stephanie White, or they are going to choose Caitlin Clark. And I include Stephanie White in that because Stephanie White and Caitlin Clark, philosophically, they just don't see basketball from the same lens. It's that simple. I don't believe that they hate each other off the floor. I just don't think that on the floor, it's a good mix. I think they just see the game through 2 different lenses. And we have been yearning and calling for Stephanie White to actually stand up for, represent, and be front and center for Caitlin Clark. And she's refused to do it at every turn outside of a 30-second clip post the Alyssa Thomas situation in which she backtracked on everything she said and made Alyssa Thomas the victim when her superstar point guard was the victim. It just makes no sense how Stephanie White has gone about this. And you see the things that LA Sparks doing. You got Cameron Brink, who's friends with Caitlin Clark. You got Kate Money Mark.
Throughout her journey, Caitlin Clark often appeared to receive little recognition from within her own organization despite reaching milestone after milestone, a situation that fueled growing criticism from fans and analysts alike. Critics pointed to what they described as a deeply rooted culture of internal rivalry, where protecting front office influence seemed to take priority over maximizing the success of one of the sport's biggest stars. Many believe the organization underestimated Clark's value, acting as though they could limit the impact of basketball's most marketable talent without facing significant consequences. According to those observers, that mindset ultimately pushed the franchise toward a crisis of its own making, transforming what should have been a unified championship-focused environment into a setting filled with internal tension and organizational conflict. As doubts about the team's direction continued to grow, speculation intensified regarding outside interest in Clark's future, particularly from ambitious organizations eager to capitalize on her enormous influence. The moment reports began circulating about exclusive financial discussions involving the Los Angeles Sparks ownership group, attention across the basketball world immediately shifted, with many viewing it as a sign that major changes could be approaching and that the balance of power surrounding one of the game's most influential figures might never be the same again.
I want to get into the new ownership before I even get to what Coach had to say. Okay, now this new ownership group came in and they are looking to make major moves. Okay, hold on one second. Now this is Ramona Shelburne. Okay, a longtime sports writer for ESPN Los Angeles. Okay, now Ramona Shelburne said this. Okay, Sparks ownership, the Walter Group, has been much more involved with the franchise this season, just as they have with the Lakers. From what I understand, this is more of an organizational shift than anything specific. An organizational.
The reported developments sent immediate shockwaves throughout the professional basketball world, sparking intense discussion about the future direction of the league and the growing influence of superstar athletes. According to the narrative surrounding the situation, Los Angeles was not simply pursuing a routine roster move, but was instead executing a carefully calculated strategy designed to capitalize on uncertainty within the Indiana organization. Backed by substantial financial resources and ambitious long-term planning, the Sparks were said to have assembled an extraordinary package built around future opportunities, major endorsement potential, and innovative business partnerships that extended far beyond the traditional boundaries of a standard player acquisition. Supporters of the move viewed it as a bold effort to create an environment where Caitlin Clark could maximize both her athletic and commercial potential without the distractions and controversies that had surrounded her previous situation. The proposed vision was not merely about basketball success, but about establishing a long-term foundation that would give one of the sport's most influential stars greater control over her future, increased business opportunities, and the freedom to thrive in a setting designed to fully embrace her impact on the game.
And the team and Atlanta. So obviously, I found out this morning, Reagan's a friend of mine and I care about her. And this is the hard part in sports, right? But right now I'm just, focused on the team.
Sense of urgency kind of heightened, or has it already been kind of there already?
Like, what do you mean?
Sense of urgency of like.
I mean, we've had the sense of urgency all season. We've had just peaks and valleys with how we've played and who we've had active and injured and stuff. But I feel like we're playing
now. Lynn Roberts, she understands the pressure is on her as a coach because there's no guarantee that you're gonna like make it. There's no guarantee that this ownership group is gonna keep you around. The ownership group may be scouring around for a coach that already has a great relationship with Caitlin Clark. They're gonna be looking to make a partnership. And I think, listen, man, things are happening behind the scenes. I 100% believe things are happening, and there's a chance that this thing could take a...
Reports surrounding Caitlin Clark's potential future have sparked intense debate across basketball circles, creating a wave of speculation that has reached executive offices, media networks, and fan communities throughout the sport. As discussions continue to grow, many observers believe the situation has exposed deeper questions about leadership, organizational strategy, and the long-term direction of franchises competing for the game's biggest stars. Much of the attention has centered on head coach Stephanie White and the criticism directed toward the Indiana organization, with supporters and critics alike debating how key decisions may have influenced the current landscape. What once appeared to be a stable structure is now being examined from every angle as fans, analysts, and stakeholders demand answers regarding the franchise's future plans. Reports of internal concerns and growing pressure from influential voices have only intensified public scrutiny, while social media continues to amplify every development in real time. The organization's attempts to control the narrative have faced increasing challenges as passionate supporters voice frustration and call for significant changes. Meanwhile, the possibility of Clark becoming the centerpiece of a major new chapter has fueled widespread discussion about what her next move could mean for the business of women's basketball. For many observers, this story has grown far beyond the idea of a routine player transaction. Instead, it has become a symbol of the changing balance of power in professional sports, where superstar athletes possess greater influence than ever before and where organizations are being forced to adapt to a rapidly evolving landscape. Whether these developments ultimately lead to dramatic change or simply mark another chapter in an ongoing debate, one thing is clear. The conversation surrounding Caitlin Clark's future has become one of the most closely watched stories in modern basketball, capturing the attention of fans, media outlets, and industry leaders around the world.
If we don't have those, it's not going to be good, but we have the talent needed, even with KP out, even with Cam out, to be more competitive than that.
Yeah. During this stretch, talk to me about just the decision today to just like practice and just say, we're just going to watch film. You know, if you want to shoot a little bit, you can shoot a little bit, but not even really do too much on court and just say like, this is what we got to do. Here it is. Let's go do it.
And that's the reality at this point in the season too. Like, we don't need to go through our plays right now today and wear them down physically. It's mentally having the focus and the intensity needed to execute. It's that simple. Now, it's hard to do, but I'm not saying it's simple to do, but it's a simple fix. Like, that's what it is. Being in the right coverages, whatever it is, offensively being where we need to be. Like, do your job, all of us.
With Kelsey Plum and Brink out, you need more than just the starter. You're always going to need more than starters, but in particular, you're definitely going to need more from the bench. This last game, you played everybody, right? And everybody had a decent amount of minutes. What do you want to see from when you mix in players like Kate Martin and, you know, maybe Peely this week and Kiana Williams and just Emma Cannon, she got some quality time. Park, like whoever it is, like what do you want to see from these bench players when they're kind of in the mix with the starters to kind of just keep it going?
Well, they got to bring life off the bench, play with some confidence. And again, it's player one through every DB player. Like, execute what we're supposed to be doing. Be focused, be in the moment. Don't be thinking about the shot you missed or the foul you didn't get, or the turnover you had, or the fact that your player just scored. Like, next play mentality. It takes a level of toughness mentally. That's what I need from everybody.
With this stretch, have you considered going to more of a hockey substitution? I noticed there are a couple teams in the league, they just be popping players out there. And I looked at, like, for example, I looked at the Valkyries the other day, and like even the minutes, they look like an AAU team. The minutes.
With the possibility of a transformative opportunity on the West Coast capturing headlines, many observers believe Caitlin Clark has positioned herself at the center of a new era in professional sports, one defined by athlete influence, business power, and unprecedented market value. Supporters argue that regardless of how the situation ultimately unfolds, Clark has already demonstrated how a generational star can reshape conversations about opportunity, leadership, and long-term career control. At the same time, critics of the Indiana organization claim that decisions made in recent years are now being re-examined under an intense spotlight, with every strategic choice facing renewed scrutiny from fans and media alike. What once appeared to be a stable foundation is now being challenged by a rapidly changing landscape where public opinion, commercial value, and athlete empowerment carry more weight than ever before. Questions continue to grow about what comes next, whether major leadership changes could eventually occur, and how organizations across the sports world will respond to the increasing expectations of players and fans. One thing remains certain: the entire basketball community is watching closely as every development unfolds, knowing that the outcome could influence future decisions throughout the industry. The stakes have never felt higher, the debate has never been louder, and the next major development could redefine the conversation once again. Share your thoughts in the comments below, subscribe to the channel, and turn on all notifications so you never miss the latest updates. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.